guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Cece and I will be doing the Disney College Program Spring Advantage 2019 as the role of a lifeguard. If you're clicking on this video, then I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're planning on applying for the Disney College Program, whether that be for fall 2019 or sometime in the future. And since I got accepted on my very first try, I thought I would share some tips and tricks with y'all on how to get accepted into the Disney College Program. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these are going to be guaranteed to get you in, but I do feel like these are really good tips that you can use and that should help you get in. There are other factors into getting into the Disney College Program. It really depends on your recruiter. Nobody's 100% sure what these recruiters are looking for, but these are tips and tricks that I'm about to give you today that are going to at least help you get to where you want to be. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start off by telling you about my application process. It was actually super easy and super smooth, and it was super quick, which is actually, I think, pretty abnormal in the Disney College Program application process. I applied, I filled out my initial application and heard back within 30 minutes, and then I took my web-based interview right away, and I obviously got an immediate response for that, and I scheduled my phone interview for the very next morning. Had that at about 9:30, I think it was. My recruiter's name was Tatiana, and 2 weeks later I got my acceptance email. So it was super quick application process, which is typically pretty abnormal. Most people wait a couple of months before they get that acceptance email, and I don't know if that had anything to do with me personally or if they were just moving really quickly through, since I did apply pretty late into the I did apply pretty late after the applications came out, so I don't know if that was something that went into that, but I did move really quickly through the application process. So I have a list right here of a couple of things that I want to talk to y'all about and help y'all with y'all's application process. Okay, so the very first thing I want to talk to y'all about is the actual application, not the process, but the very first step in the application process is the actual application. And I think that on these, it's really hard to stand out just because it's very basic questions such as like, are you over 18? What's your GPA? Where do you go to school? And work experience. But I do think that that work experience spot is a place that has the potential for you to stand out. And a tip I have on this is that the Disney website has a list of all the roles, and under each role has a description of what that role requires, and it'll have things on there like cleaning extensively, or good customer service, or just things like that. And those are stuff I just pulled from my brain. I'm not sure if that's anything that's actually on there, but if you can go to the website and look under the roles and take a couple of those Disney keywords and apply those in your application work experience, when the recruiters or whoever goes through the applications are going through and they see those keywords, they're going to think, oh, well, they already have what we're looking for. So that's a really good way to stand out on the application. Also, if you don't have any work experience, you can put volunteer experience on there, so don't worry about that, because I know a lot of people have been full-time students and haven't had the time to get a full-time job or a part-time job. Also, another thing on your application is going to be your how you rank your roles. So one thing to keep in mind is to rank only what you actually want to do. I know for me, I didn't care what I did. I just really wanted to be in the Disney College Program, and I went into this knowing, like, I don't care what role I have, I just want to be there. And so I put a high interest in a lot of things. Now, there were some things I put no interest in just because I knew that even if I was in Disney doing this, I would just be miserable. And so I just put no interest at all, because remember, if you do put even low interest, that is an interest and you will be considered for that role. So you do need to keep in mind that any interest shows interest. So if you absolutely know that you do not want to be doing a role, then you just need to put no interest, because even the low interest, you have the possibility of getting that role. But for me, I didn't really mind with many of the roles if I got those roles. So I put a lot of high interest, I had a lot of moderate interest, and I had a couple of low interest. So obviously the more roles that you show interest in, the more you will be considered for, and the more likely of a chance that you will be getting into the Disney College program. Also, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I have heard that if you put more of the high demand roles such as custodial, lifeguard, and quick service food and beverage, that you will be considered because those are needed roles. And also if you put the longer programs such as the extended programs like the Spring Advantage or Fall Advantage, they do like people who are staying longer. So I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but I did put Spring Advantage and lifeguard, and I got accepted for Spring Advantage lifeguard. So in my case that was true, and so I don't know if you're interested in one of those demanding roles, and if you're interested in staying in Disney for a lot longer and you really want to get in, I would consider putting those as my high or my top choices. So the second part of the interview process, once you've passed the application process, is the web-based interview, and this is actually pretty easy. It's kind of like taking a personality test. It's questions like, are you very outgoing? Strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, strongly disagree. And my only tips on here would just put anything not neutral. Try to be strongly left or strongly right, just because Disney wants people who have a personality. If you're putting neutral for a lot of your answers, they're not gonna want to pick someone who's just like, I don't know, I'll just pick in the middle. You know, they want someone who is going to have an opinion and who has a personality. This is, in my opinion, really hard to fail because you kind of know what Disney is wanting your answer to be. Now, that being said, don't go against who you are, and don't say that you are always going to be on time if you know you're going to be late. And if you know that you are really bad at being on time, then maybe Disney isn't the right job for you. Yeah, the web-based interview is pretty easy. Like I said, it's pretty much just a personality test. Try to pick anything but neutral. Really try to stay on the left and the right sides and have an opinion and have a personality. And obviously you find out right away whether you passed or failed the web-based interview. And then you get to move on to your phone interview. How exciting. Oh my gosh. So you're moving on to your phone interview, and you get to, right after you do your web-based interview, you get to schedule it, you get to pick what time. So know that time. Make sure you know what time that you scheduled for that phone interview, and be ready. They say 30 minutes before to 30 minutes after, but I was ready an hour before just in case. I wanted to be prepared. And for this, you just need to prepare. I would say prepare. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there showing people actually on the phone with their phone interviewer, and there's also a list of questions that you can find. I think it's on Disney's website, of the potential questions that your interviewer might ask you, and I think you really should be prepared, but do not over prepare. Over preparing can just make your answers sound automated, like that you've practiced them, and you don't want to sound practiced, but you do want to sound prepared. Also, be confident. You really need to be confident. It shows through the phone, even though they can't see you. Smile and just show them that you're happy to be there. A lot of people think that the more you show interest in Disney, the more likely of a chance you're gonna get in, but like, they know that everybody applying likes Disney to some extent. They know that you want to be there, so you really just need to tell them why you should be there. That is really important. A lot of people tend to focus on, I want to be at Disney, I want to be at Disney, but like, why should you be at Disney is what they really want to know, because they know that everybody wants to be there, or else why would you be applying, right? So be prepared, not over prepared, but be confident. And then some overall tips I have for you are, do your research. You do want to look into those YouTube videos such as this one. Maybe you want to join those Disney College Program Facebook pages for your upcoming season or the season that you're applying for. There's some alumni in there that can look over your application for you. They can also answer any questions you have. There's a lot of alumni that are so willing to help you out. Also, again, the confidence. I went into this knowing that I was going to get it. I had the mindset that I was not going to not get into the Disney College program. I told myself that this is what I wanted and this is what I was going to do, and then there was no way that I was not going to get this. So with that mindset, I wasn't cocky, but I was confident. And I'm sure the Tatiana over the phone interview knew that I was confident, and I knew that she knew that I wanted this and that I was prepared for this and that I was ready for this. And so even though this was I applied the very earliest to anybody can apply. I applied my first semester of my freshman year, and so a lot of people do not get accepted in that time, because I am the youngest you can. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I am not the most ideal candidate. I don't know. But I got in because I wanted it and I knew that this is what I was going to do. And I know a lot of people go in with that mindset and don't get in. But I just believed in myself. You really do need to believe in yourself. And if you don't get in, then maybe this isn't for you. Maybe just Disney doesn't think you're a good fit for whatever reason, and so maybe you should try something else. But I think that if you use these tips that I've given you today, then your chances of getting into this program are really good, because I used all of these and I got in on my very first try. Okay, so that's really it. That's really all I have for this video. Those are really all my tips and tricks. Not really any tricks, but those are all my tips that I have for y'all. And hopefully these help y'all get into the Disney College program. And please let me know that if you watch this video and you got in, or if you have any more questions, please drop those down in the comments, or feel free to message me. You can follow me on social media. All of my social media is just c2.scott, and that would just be a period, not dot. And I will see y'all next video.